Hey guys, Dale Thompson here, home business coach. And I want to thank you so much for spending a little bit of your day here with me today. I know that you're busy, and for that reason, I appreciate the fact that you're here. And I want to share something very, very important here with you that hopefully will help you get big results in your home business. And it's something very, very simple but a lot of people don't think about it, which is why I wanted to make this video, is because it's something that for a long time I didn't really think about myself. And when I think back, it just kind of stupid and illogical that I didn't. But I'll do that with you here in just a moment. But I want to ask you a favor. I want you to imagine a scenario here. You're sitting at home one day and the telephone rings and you pick it up and it's a friend of yours, and they start talking about, a home business opportunity that they were thinking about getting into. And they wanted they really valued your opinion on it and wondered if you would agree to meet them at a meeting that evening. And so, because, if you're not looking for anything right at this point, you decide, because they're a friend, friends do favors for people, for their friends, you decide to go. So meeting time comes and you get to the meeting and you walk into the meeting room and there's this mysterious person at the front of the room, and they push play on a video presentation, and they sit down and you sit down and you watch the video presentation. And after the presentation is done, they stop and they stand up, and lo and behold, that mysterious person is you. Now here's the question, guys, and this is so key. Listen very closely here, because this is the whole crux of the thing I wanted to share with you today. Is, are you ready to give that person your credit card number and join the opportunity? If not, guys, and this is where so many marketers fall short. If not, because they don't understand this. If not, then you've got a very big problem. Okay? And probably why you're not seeing the results that you want in your business. Okay? The key to this is that you want to be the mentor and team leader that you would want to work with. Okay? It's, people are attracted to people that they feel that just by being around them, they're going to get the results that they want. That's so key in marketing. And why? You ever wonder why some people, they do exactly what they're told, and what other people are working, what other people are seeing success with, and they do the same thing, the same page, the same traffic, the same advertising techniques, and they get, little to no results, while these other marketers are banking thousands of dollars a month. And in a lot of cases, it's this exact fact, is that you do not project the personality that people feel that just by being around you. See, it's not so much about comp plans or products. Yeah, they're important. Okay, you want to feel comfortable that you're going to get compensated properly for the work that you're going to put in. But the majority of people join a business opportunity for the people they can be around. And they believe that just by being around those people, they are going to be able to create the results that they want in their life. Okay, now, the first question you're going to ask me is, okay, how do I do that? Well, it's very simple. Okay, there are a couple ways here. The first way is to just make a decision. Decide what it is that you want in life and make a decision, you're going to do it no matter what. Whether it takes, working till 3 o'clock in the morning, working on your business advertising, writing articles, submitting them, whether it's, picking up the telephone and talking to people daily, doing it consistently and bringing people into your business that way. Regardless of what it is, you just make the decision, look, this is what I'm going to do, and I don't care what gets in my way. I will get the results that I want. That's so key, guys. When you project that type of personality, people will want to be around you. They're attracted to other people that are seeing the results that they want. Okay? So that's key number one. The other thing is to just go out and, go out into the world and experience things, meet new people, do new things. One thing that I found, it was totally amazed me, and it never really made sense to me until last night when Dave Wood shared some of this on a training seminar that we did. That, several years ago, back, I guess it was 1988, I made the decision that I was going to move with a friend of mine out to California. And I left my family behind, my mom and dad, and I went out to California with a very, very good friend of mine. And I spent 2 years out there. And it was the best 2 years that I spent in my life, was because it taught me a lot about myself and what I needed to do to be able to survive. All of a sudden, it wasn't about, well, do I want to do this or I want to do that? It was about, okay, this is what I need to do in order to survive. I don't have a choice. So after I came back, and there was one very distinct situation I remember. I was at a friend's house and we were having a little party. It was around the holidays. And he had a whole bunch of his high school friends over that, this was short, maybe 5-6 years after I graduated from high school. No, I guess it has to be about 10 years after. But we were all together. And we were sitting in a group talking, and I had mentioned that, I had moved out to California and, was out there for 2 years, and started talking about some of the things that it taught me and some of the things I did out there, right? And when I started doing that, all of a sudden, instead of people, in the group, having several conversations around, they all started to focus on me and what I was saying and what I was talking about, and the fact that I had done something that maybe they've always wanted to do but didn't have the guts to go out and do it, right? They for whatever reason, they told themselves that wasn't the right thing to do, okay? So, and after that at the party, just mingling with people, you wouldn't believe how many people came up to me and said, so I heard you moved out to California for a couple of years. What was that like? I've always wanted to go out there. Where should I visit? What should I do when I'm out there? That type of thing. So it just goes to show you that, people are drawn to that. People are drawn to people who make decisions and do things based on their decisions, and are not afraid of what the consequences will be. Whatever it takes, they'll do it to succeed. So those are the two easiest ways. Is to not let your current mindset and your current barriers project into the future and decide your future based on what you think now. To always think out of the box, and not why I can't do something. It's how can I do something. and you'll find that people are attracted to you. Now, here's the other point that I wanted to make, okay, is the fact that it's Dave Wood calls it the lobster effect, and I think it's very, very, very apropos for this video and what I wanted to share with you here. Because you ever notice if you take a lobster and you put it in the cage, it crawls right out? Okay? But then now take that same lobster, put it back in the cage, and put 3 or 4 in with it. And one will try to, climb up the top to try to get out, and the others will pull it down. And it'll, another one will try to get out, and it will be pulled down. So none of the lobsters get out because people are afraid of shaking the boat and they're afraid of rocking the status quo and what society says is the right thing to do. Okay, perfect example. Paul Gardner was on our training call Monday night, and he was talking about how his family wanted to put him into a mental institution because he rejected the 9-to-5 cubicle working situation that all of us, I'm sure, at some point in time have been familiar with. That wasn't for him. He decided that he was going to pave his own way, work online, do his own thing, make his own business, and survive that way. And, people told him he was nuts, and so much so that from what I understand from him, they wanted to have him committed because they thought he was crazy. Okay? So, and the reason I'm bringing this up is when you decide to do what it is that you want to do, people are going to tend to bring you down. It's a lot, your family's going to tell you, oh, you can't do that. That's irresponsible. That's, not the way it's done. Well, the thing of it is, guys, is that people will tend to bring you down to their point of view because it's easier to be comfortable than it is to rock the boat. And people will have a tendency to do that. So be prepared for that when you decide to make that decision and do whatever it takes, is people are going to look at you funny. And it's not because what you're doing is wrong or that it is, nuts. It's just because it's rocking the status quo and it's something different. And people have that. Here's a great story for you that'll kind of bring this home. And then I know we're on 13 minutes here. I'll end this video and hopefully you got a lot out of it. But another great story that Dave shared last night was a story of a wild bear that had been brought into a zoo. Now, the first couple of days that the wild bear was there, it was and it was clawing at everybody and just, banging and shaking the bars and just going nuts. And, the zookeeper would come up all, tentative with the thing of meat and, just slide it, over there and then go hide behind a rock or something. And the bear would come and grab it through the bars and eat the meat, and that would and then go back to doing his rage. Well, after about 3 or 4 weeks of this, all of a sudden, all the bear started to do was pace and crawl around and pace back and forth. And then go curl up in a corner of the cage. He realized that his mind realized that it's not going to do me any good to bang my head against the bars and shake because I'm not going to get out. Okay? Now here's the funny thing. After about maybe a month and a half of this, the zookeeper came along and said, we don't need to keep this bear in a cage. We can remove the cage. It's fine. And one of the people that work for him said, no, you can't do that. He's a wild bear. And he says, no, it's fine. It's fine. We don't have to worry about it. So the one guy goes and, hides behind a rock and, just like sitting there like this. And they remove the cage. And the bear's, in the corner, curled up. And the zookeeper walks up. And he puts the meat down. Okay? And the bear just sits there and looks at him. Doesn't do anything, just stares there and looks at him. And then all of a sudden the bear gets up and he goes out, grabs the meat, walks back to his spot, sits down and starts eating it, and just sits there. Eating his meat and, just kind of chilling out. Well, what happened here, guys? The bear had in his mind that those bars were still there. And even though they were no longer physically around him, in his mind, they were still there. So he didn't have any way to escape. And that's kind of the way a lot of people are today, is the fact that, they allow their, the situation that they're in now and their past failures to project into the future and determine their future. Guys, here's something very powerful. Okay? The actions that we do today determine our future. So don't let lack of action and lack of taking action on what I've shared with you today, if you're not already doing it, determine your future. Guys, with that being said, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here today, and I will see you on the next video. I hope this has helped. Oh, by the way, leave your comments below. I'd love to hear what you think about this, and then I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.